everybody? Welcome back to BT&P Reviews. P here. Super duper excited. I'm telling you, I got the man coming through, okay? You heard his name on this channel before. Alright, he's got a ton of guns, and I just have to interview him because we need all types of information and we need all types of backgrounds to be displayed on this channel, right? So we want to make sure that we give you what we got. So, if you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and let's go! Alright, everybody help me welcome the one, the only, CC! This is CC, okay? You heard his name. Like I said, if you watched any of these videos, you heard his name at least, what, 5, 6 times maybe? The man is amazing, okay? He's got a ton of guns and he's got a lot of knowledge. So I'm happy to have him here. So welcome, CC.
What's up, y'all?
What's up? Okay, so I'm from a background that the people I knew that had guns were either criminals or cops. I don't believe you come from that background. So tell me what your perception or who you saw had guns while you were growing up.
Well, first of all, I'm from Greenville, Mississippi. I'm from the Deep South. We grew up in a time and era where black people had long guns. They weren't really permitted to have pistols. That was a racially divisive thing, I'll say. Just to be politically correct.
I never knew that.
Yes. There were a lot of rules put into effect so that African Americans couldn't arm themselves because of what was going on down there. So my parents taught me not to ever get anything on my record that would prohibit me from being able to arm myself.
That's dope. That's dope. So like, is your family one that everybody just had guns and started shooting early?
Pretty much my family was hunters.
Okay.
Now my father, he was not really a hunter. He had a long rifle, but my grandfather, pretty much all around me, they were hunters.
Nice. So when would you say you started handling firearms or learning about it?
Real early, maybe 8, 9.
Okay. I'm trying to get my kids started now, but it was foreign to me, honestly. So I'm trying to get into it. Thank you for helping me along the way. So, how many guns do you own now?
I own 12 guns now.
Sheesh. Which is your favorite out of the guns you own?
I have a Jericho 941, better known as Baby Eagle. And that's my full steel frame.
I love that one too. That's a good option. Do you have any guns that you want to have in your collection or want to shoot?
Actually, right now I'm looking at an SAR K2. It's a 45 high capacity. Polymer frame. It's one of the only 45s that have a 14 plus capacity in the magazine. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at right now.
Are you looking to carry that?
Yes.
Okay, so where you live now is open carry, correct?
Yes, I live in Memphis, Tennessee right now, and it is open carry, no permit required, no type of licenses. If you don't have a felony, then you can carry a firearm.
That's crazy. Because, we got to have the extra license to carry it. Do you need a special license to buy the gun?
No, all you need is an ID. Like I say, ID, no type of priors, and you're good.
That's awesome. Would you live anywhere that does not have open carry?
No, I would not live anywhere that doesn't have open carry or doesn't have open access to weapons, because I feel like if a civilization can't arm themselves, then they can't defend themselves.
Absolutely. Oh, see, that's some stuff that I did not know. Well, I knew it was open carry, but not that you didn't even need a gun owner's license. That's kind of crazy. Okay.
It's interesting. People these days especially speak about gun licenses and registering firearms, which is actually illegal because it's a form of censorship. It's sort of in a gray area for the government to register firearms and keep up with who has what, because in the event that our government goes from democratic to a tyranny or something like that, then they would know exactly who to go for.
Right. So I hear a lot of talk about them, increasing regulations and all that stuff. So say there was an event where they automatically outlawed any AKs. Are you giving up your weapon? You don't have to say what you would do, but are you giving up your weapon?
They can have it from my cold dead hands.
I feel you. I don't want to give up any of my guns. I don't know. I think I would try to hide them somewhere, but I'm not giving up my gun. I paid for those things.
What they fail to understand, the right to bear arms is just that, a right. It's not a privilege.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, there are certain things that you can do that can restrict your rights and suspend your rights, but not eliminate your rights.
Okay.
So, the right to not only possess but bear arms. The constitutional right says to bear arms. Bear means to carry.
Mm-hmm.
So, my gun does me no good if it's at home or it's in my vehicle.
Absolutely true.
And if you pay attention to society today, the people that don't need the guns always get them.
True.
It's the people that are responsible that have a hard time getting
True.
guns.
True. If we obey the laws, because we live in Chicago, so there are things that we have to do and pay for in order to get a gun and carry a gun.
And I feel like that's completely ridiculous because the people that don't need them, that's committing the crime, have open access to them.
And they get the guns, they get the automatic guns, they use them for terrible, terrible things. I just want to, shoot at the range.
Or defend yourself.
Or defend myself. I don't want it to do anything awful intentionally to somebody. Yeah, it's messed up how certain states conduct their, laws when it pertains to gun ownership.
I can understand it if there was a reduction in the crime rate. I can understand it if it made a safer society. But it doesn't.
It doesn't. It only affects the ones who want to obey the law. Because if you don't care about the law, you don't.
Absolutely.
You just don't care about getting a license
Absolutely.
and taking a class.
And what it does, it creates a bigger black market because if people want something, they're going to get it anyway.
Absolutely. They're going to find a way.
So.
Sheesh. Huh. This has been some good information, Cece. So, you have children.
Yes.
You gotten them into firearms?
Definitely. I have a son that's in the Air Force, and he's a policeman in North Carolina. My oldest daughter knows how to shoot. My 12-year-old knows how to shoot. This is something that, once again, I hate to bring up racial inequality, but this is something that Caucasians teach their children at a young age. They have 8-year-olds in AR competitions. They have young children that are expert marksmen.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is something I feel like black people also need to get their children invested in.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you teach a child how to shoot doesn't mean they're going to go out and commit a crime.
Right.
That's when anything else, with teaching them to drive, teaching them with anything else, you have to teach them responsibility with it.
Absolutely.
So I think that if you're an able-bodied black person above the age of 10, you should definitely know how to safely and responsibly handle a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no telling what situation you'll be in.
And it's I think that's that huge difference between what other cultures teach their kids about firearms and what we teach our kids about firearms. It's a huge divide because I feel like from my experience, I always associated it with negativity. Anybody that I knew that had a gun did negative things with it, right? Or they were a cop, which that's either or. But it's our negative association with firearms and people who carry them and use them. And so I don't think that we readily think, okay, let's give my son or my daughter gun training or something like that. Plus you have that fear of, if my child is walking around with a gun, even though it's legally theirs, will that add like an extra target to them? You know?
Well, first of all, let's go back in the historical account. If you go back in history, operating using weapons either as tools or as defense mechanisms have always been a rite of passage for any civilization you go to. You prove you are a man by using weapons, by operating weapons, by being able to do what adults do. You understand what I'm saying? So why should this time be any different? As far as the negative connotations with gun, media shows us what they want us to see. I am currently looking at a 3-gun challenge in Atlanta where you're operating an AR, a shotgun, and a pistol. It's sporting events based on this.
Yeah.
It's Olympic events based on this.
Yeah, I recently found that out.
A car is a 2-ton weapon if you don't operate it correctly.
Okay.
So why should a firearm be any different? Yes, it's small and it's accessible, but if you're good with a blade and, you know, an edged object, then it's pretty much the same thing.
Indeed.
So why do we have such a negative connotation with guns?
I think it, like you said, it's the media, it's what we're shown, you know, and also what our, I guess, parents were taught. Because, like, your parents passed down to you, you know, using a gun. Responsibility. Mm-hmm. Mine didn't. So it's like if you, like for our kids, we're teaching them about gun safety. We're taking them to the range so they can try shooting and, you know, get a feel for it. But we're the first generation for our family that's doing that.
Yeah, and I want to say this. Everything is not for everyone. In any, once again, civilization, you have hunters, you have gatherers, you have soldiers. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Everything is not for everyone. But even where there were gatherers and sanitation people, they all knew how to operate the weapons so that in a time of crisis, they could be depended on for it. You don't need something lying around you that you don't know how to operate.
That part, right? That part. And then even if you know, are not the one that needs to use it at that time, you don't want to, you want to have the knowledge about it so that you're not the one that's going to like, oh, let me see what this is, just to touch it or whatever.
Curiosity is a bad thing. I feel like with children, it's just like breaching the subject of sex or anything else. If you educate them, then they won't have to be curious and possibly hurt themselves finding out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't educate them, then they're going to find out eventually.
And hopefully not the wrong way, right?
Exactly.
Let you be the guy.
But with a gun, unfortunately, because it's a dangerous piece of machinery, it can be the last time if it's the wrong way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that's tough. Okay, so now I heard you mention that you're looking at a competition. Have you done competitions before?
I have not.
So what made you look into getting into a competition?
I like firearms. I like the skill set. I like archery too, but I like the skill set. I like the technicality you can put into it. You actually have to be skilled, very skilled, to be able to handle 3 firearms, and it's just something I'm interested in.
So now, when you do this, I'm gonna need you to have a cameraman. You feel me? So that we can see how it goes. So I'm actually interested in doing it. Of course, I haven't been shooting very long, but I figure why not?
Well,
you gotta start somewhere.
I've seen you shoot, and you shoot very well. As far as I'm concerned, you exercise your safety rules first of all.
Very important.
You exercise your safety rules. I've seen you shoot, and you actually shot my gun, so you shoot very well.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Y'all heard him. I shoot very well. Don't mind the footage. No, I'm joking. All right, see. You got anything else you want to tell us, impart on us that I didn't ask?
I will say this: when you're going for a weapon, it's important to get the right weapon for you. I don't carry compact sidearms because my hands are too big.
You'll be in.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, so yeah.
I carry nothing but full size Beretta 92F, Ruger American, Magna Research, Baby Eagle. All my sidearms are full size. Get the size gun that fits you. Glock is a very good line to have because they make full size, medium size, and small.
Yeah.
If you have a small child, get the size firearm they're comfortable with. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's nothing worse than fumbling around with a firearm when you need to use it.
Absolutely.
Get comfortable with your gun.
Mm-hmm.
Practice safety.
That's it. Oh man, CC, thank you for coming. Listen, I enjoyed this interview.
That is it.
I know y'all enjoyed this interview, okay? Comments and questions below. CC does check and he will answer everything. The man got a whole lot of knowledge, okay? So feel free to ask away, all right? Give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, do so. And we will see you next time. Until then, be safe. Bye-bye.